Welcome back to my channel, guys, and today I want to talk about the top unattractive physical features on men and how to fix them. It's important to note that when you are meeting a girl that you like, she's judging you based solely on what you look like, right? Because she doesn't know you, she doesn't know your personality, anything like that. So she only has looks to go by, and so many girls make judgments based on their first impression of what they see on a guy. You could already be disqualified by a girl solely based on what you look like because you didn't take care of these things. So let's hop right in. Number one, I'm calling it beast mode. It's just your hair. So let's talk about your haircut. Now we will go into balding and all of that a little bit later, but let's talk solely on your haircut. So many guys literally just go to a barber and they're just like, hey, give me a cut. And they're not considering their face shape. They're not considering how it makes them look youthful or old, and they don't go in there with any idea. They just let some lady or some guy that doesn't really know what they're doing cut your hair. Haircuts can make you so attractive if you have the right haircut for your head shape. I know a lot of guys that wear the low to high fade. This gives that more aggressive, masculine look, and that is a great aura to be presenting when meeting a girl. Or maybe you're a business guy and you need people to respect you or follow your lead, but you don't really have a good haircut. Like, people aren't going to really respect you because you don't look like you take care of yourself. We all know that guy that walks into the room that is like, looks really well put together. And what is the first thing you notice? Their haircut. So the best thing you can do is look up your face shape and figure out, okay, based on this chart, what would be the best haircut for me? Also, play around with it. Maybe you're a guy that has always had it long on the top and long on the sides. Maybe you cut it completely short on the sides and still keep it long. Or there's somebody that you like on YouTube or on Instagram and you really like their hairstyle. Bring that in to your barber and be like, hey, can you do this? Also, side note, it's really important to look at your barber's reviews and see if they can do those types of haircuts, because sometimes they can't. All right, making your way down to a beard. I think every guy needs to have a stubble. I think the stubble makes you look more masculine, makes you more aggressive looking, and girls find that more attractive. Now, if you're somebody that can't grow a beard, that's okay, then I understand. There are things you can try, like Rogaine and things like that can help if you're patchy, but if you're a guy that just can't grow a beard, it is what it is. Get a cool haircut. But if you're a guy that has a really long beard, you need to A, make sure it's really well kept, and B, underneath, you guys, like, I see this happening so many times with attractive guys, like they don't take care of the stubble underneath their neck, and then they lose their jawline. They look messy and gross, and it's just like this, you can get this ick vibe from it. So make sure you're always clean shaven down here. And I'm personally not a fan of a beard. I don't want a guy to go down on me with that big thing. So that is something to keep in mind. So if you're not having a lot of success with girls and you're a guy with a big beard, not every girl is into that. Number two is if you are balding. This is very, very common for most guys. A lot of guys are balding. Usually it's in different ways, like they're behind widow's peak, or they have that circle of death in the back, or things like that. The biggest thing I can say is you need to shave your head. And I know a lot of times people are really, really stuck to their hair and they don't want to let it go. But what happens, it ends up looking like that you are really insecure and you don't want to let go of the last bit of hair you have when everything else is looking like shit. And it just makes you so much less attractive. I know so many attractive bald guys that just rock it. But the key here, the key to being an attractive bald man is you need to have muscle mass. Like, if you're just bald and you don't have any muscle mass, it's like really not a good look, and it's probably less attractive than having hair. But if you're a guy that gets to the gym, puts on that muscle mass, like, girls are gonna find that attractive with or without hair. Now, another option, I know a lot of guys are very against, surgeries and things like that, but, hair transplant have become more and more popular. A lot of people going to Turkey. All I have to say is if that is something you are going to consider, really make sure you do your research, because there are a lot of sketchy places out there and you want to make sure you're going to a good place. But I definitely think that this is an option and not something to be ashamed of. I know a lot of guys that have gotten hair transplants and they look absolutely amazing. There are also other preventatives like finasteride, a pill you can take, but really make sure you do your research. And if you are looking to get a hair transplant, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Girls are gonna say, hey, wow, that's amazing. He, is taking actions to look better. He's look maxing. I know a lot of people can be extremely insecure about going bald. So there's the two options that are gonna make the best sense is, getting fit in the gym or getting a hair transplant. There's no real way around it. This is how you can fix it. Number 3 is skin. A lot of guys struggle with acne. Obviously, everyone knows acne is not attractive, but not just acne. If you're somebody that has really dry skin and it's like flaky or really red skin or oily skin, it doesn't necessarily have to be acne, but anything that involves your skin, obviously, because that is what girls look at when they first see you. And it is super important to make sure you have a good skincare routine to take care of this. And once you have it, you're not going to have these issues. And that's why I decided to partner with Tiege Hanley to be the sponsor of today's video. Honestly, Tiege Hanley is amazing. They make skincare for men extremely simple and easy. I recommend you start with their level 1 system that comes with all this stuff: a daily face wash, a 2 times a week face scrub, a PM moisturizer, and an AM with SPF 20 moisturizer. And it's so important, especially as we get older, to make sure that we are wearing sunscreen to help protect our skin and stop looking wrinkly and old. My favorite part about Tiege Hanley is it comes with this instruction card in every box to tell you when to put it on and how much product to use every day. Their products are amazing, but you don't just have to take it from me. They have over 7,000 5-star reviews on their websites from satisfied customers from all around the world. Guys, this is not something you want to put off. Prevention is key. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're hooking us up with an amazing deal. Click the first link in description to get 30% off your first box of Tiege Hanley plus a free gift. Plus, as a member, you will get 20% off for life. And the 2 gifts you get to choose from is this silicone body scrub or this nail kit. And I personally like the nail kit because guys need to keep their nails groomed. So don't wait any longer. Click the first link in description to start your skincare journey today. Number 4 is your posture. I can't tell you how many guys I see that have like this really bad posture. They almost look like they have like a hump on their back. Their shoulder blades are rolled forward. Not only does this look like you're intimidated, you're uncomfortable, you're not confident, it just makes you look like low value. And I think the reason is because when we think of confidence, we think of somebody that is like has their shoulder blades back, their head held high, and they seem just more confident. And sometimes we don't even realize we're doing it. If you work a 9 to 5 and you're on a computer all day, you're like this, or you're somebody that doesn't go to the gym. So ultimately, as we get older, we get worse posture. And so the way you can fix this is going to the gym. So not only having an amazing body is obviously a no-brainer, girls are going to find this attractive, but even if you're somebody that's like don't care too much about having a lot of muscle mass or having a nice 6-pack, at least go to the gym to have that aesthetic look. You don't need to be super jacked, but at least going to the gym and following a good workout plan, because you want to have something where you can do pulls or things like that train your muscles and your shoulders to pull back. Not only if you start developing, that stronger, broader look, those shoulders to hip ratio, first of all, your clothes are going to start fitting better. People are going to respect you more. You're just going to look more put together. Also, height. A lot of people are very insecure about their height, and this is a way to make yourself look taller, is by being able to pull your shoulder blades back and stand up more with those shoulders. Because if you're scrunched down, you're hunched down like this, you could be losing inches. So if you're not already, you need to be hitting the gym. Like that's a no-brainer. It's gonna make you feel more confident with your shirt off. It's gonna make you look better in your clothes. And also, like I said, it's gonna give you better posture, which a lot of girls are judging guys on. And just a side note, I did mention the shoulder to hip ratio. Girls find this extremely attractive. They did a study where they showed a guy that was like a bodybuilder that was more wide and things like this, and then they showed girls that were more like the David Beckham looking body with the bigger shoulders and the skinnier waist, and like 90% of the girls found that way more attractive. So that's something to keep in mind. You don't need to be this big bodybuilder. You don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I have to look like this. Like, no, you can just get that big shoulders, the skinnier waist ratio, and that's gonna already make you way more attractive. Number 5, nails and toes. I know it seems like such a silly one, like, oh, I get it. Yeah, nose, that's gross. But guys don't get it. Guys don't take care of it. I don't see many guys going and getting pedicures done and like getting their toes cleaned and clipped and things like that. It is such an ick factor for a girl when guys have like gross nails, or even if they're not like super long, but they have like dirt or like yellowness underneath them. Like, oh, what a turn off. It's easy. Just clip your nails. Just clip your nails. Clip your toes, clip your nails, and do it often enough that it becomes part of your routine. I can't tell you, guys, like I've been to the beach. I've seen guys wear flip-flops and I'm like, oh my God, these are the grossest looking feet I've ever seen. And it's just something as simple as like, they never cut their toenails. Like, come on, something super simple, easy to do, guys. Just stay on it, because it could really make or break something. Now, I think guys should definitely get pedicures. And I know I can already see it in the comments, like, Julia, like, that's not a masculine thing to do, blah, blah, blah. I think pedicures are great. You know, you don't have to go and like get your toes painted or anything, but they really do a good job, like cleaning underneath your nail, cutting your nail. Also, you get like a nice leg massage, foot massage. Like, it's a no-brainer. And a little side note, maybe because girls are like the ones that are normally there, you could make an approach and see a cute girl there, because it's normally like 90% women at those types of places. So it could be a good spot to low-key meet somebody. And number 6 is bad hygiene. And I'm not talking about like, oh, just like you never shower, right? Because everyone knows like that's disgusting if you're not showering, but most people are showering. That's not the issue. The issue is like if you don't put good deodorant on, or like one that is like an antiperspirant that like really gets rid of that smell, because nothing grosses girls out more than like hugging a guy or getting close to a guy and having that feeling of like wanting to vomit because they stink. And unfortunately, I think guys just smell more than girls. You guys are probably working harder and sweating more and things like that, but you have to have that handled, whether it's like having an extra deodorant stick in your car for that, or if you know that you're going to be going to the gym and getting smelly, bringing it in your gym bag. And again, like these things seem like common sense, but like I can't tell you how many times I go to the gym and I'm like, this gym stinks because it's so many guys with terrible BO. And also not just BO, but like another little tip is girls like good smelling things. So cologne, I think cologne is a really good thing that guys should wear, but you shouldn't wear it in excess. Like you don't want to be like that guy that, you know, remember Axe body spray that you just like spray your whole body and then you're just like, as you walk by, just everyone's like, oh, because it's so strong. Like you don't want to give a girl a headache. You know, we've all walked into those Ubers and you know, they have those Christmas tree things hanging. I think it's like the black Christmas tree, right? And you get in, you're just like, oh my God, this smells so bad. That kind of thing. You don't want to be giving off that type of vibe. So just a nice spray of some, you know, high-end cologne that gives a little, but that's it. And hygiene down there, just like you don't want it to be gross for when you're with a girl and it's smelly, it is the same thing for a girl. And unfortunately, a lot of guys don't take care of the thing down there and it does smell. Part of that is grooming, you know, if you're like a really hairy guy, you really want to make sure you're groomed well down there, so nothing gets like caught up in there, but also just making sure you're doing a really good job washing yourself in the shower. Again, something simple as this, but it is stories that girls have told about hooking up with guys and it smelling nasty and really being a huge turnoff. So these are things that can be prevented and, you know, changed, but sometimes maybe overlooked by guys. So yeah, those are my tips, tricks, things to help you maybe bring awareness to. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe. I really appreciate all of you guys, and I will talk to you all in the next video.